All right. As they said, I work for the city of Purcell. My name is Michael Miner. I've been with the city for about 6 years. And I want to elaborate on what everybody's been talking about. But before I do that, I brought you a surprise. I asked Will and Kip to help me out. And in the bottom of your chairs, there's something stuck underneath it. And if it says winner, you win a prize. So go ahead and take a few minutes to check underneath your chairs. It might be underneath your table. All right. We got that out of the way. We moved around. We're awake. Love you too. Before you all crucify me, let me explain why I did that. I wanted your full attention. I want you right away and awake because I got to do something and say something that they basically touched already on. And first of all is to thank you guys. And if somebody can show me how to help, there you go. It's to be grateful. To be grateful for our team members, for our citizens, people that pay our bills, and for everything that y'all do out there. I appreciate it. You guys risk your lives more than any officer, any police, fireman, anything like that. We know about confined spaces. We know about trenching failures. We know about all that stuff that goes around on our work zone. So I just want to take a few minutes to say thank you very much for what you guys do. Thank you for the professionalism you have. And as you can read the papers about bringing your A game. Okay? And bringing your A game is more, and it goes beyond on what we do on a daily basis. All right? So don't make fun of my presentation. I did it kind of weird so everybody stays awake and has a hard time following me. Okay? So that guy laughing's in the picture. So all these are copyrights. I have the rights for all these pictures only. This is my crew. I am very proud of them. I try to show them my gratitude and show them how much I appreciate them. So I make sure when we have a lot of work, they stay overtime so they can enjoy it as much as they can. But anyhow, I got a couple of stories to share with you. I want somebody to share some stories with me. I know I'm not the only town that has suffered a crazy winter, a crazy backup sewer, or a crazy story that we have. We all seen them. And I want a few minutes, of everybody telling me your story. And just to say that it happens to everybody, and it's out there. And we all go through it, okay? So there's no secret, but this last winter, some people went without water. Some people were blessed not to lose their water, but still had some breaks. And I was actually on vacation. I was very warm. I was in my house with my wife. I was watching a movie, and my entire crew was out there working during the storm. I was polite enough to call them a couple of times and said, hey, you guys need help? Wishing that they said no, which they did. So my entire crew worked through the whole day, through the whole night. And one thing that impressed me is, well, they proved me that they don't need me out there, that they can handle business themselves. And on top of that, the many calls that I got from my council people, from my city manager, from my neighbors, from people that said, can I take your guys' coffee? Can I offer any help? Do you guys need to warm up? I mean, because they saw them out there with a huge leak, and you'll see some pictures in a minute. But by the time that water fell to the ground, it was already freezing. Okay, you could see their backs, ice. We got pictures, and we were joking a few minutes ago of another coworker that I have here. His name's Jacob. He has long hair, beautiful black long hair, and it was completely frozen. I mean, as water hit it, it froze solid. He looked like a lollipop or a pop. So all those little things. We take pictures of them, we hold them dear, and they're stories that we share with people. Why? Because my main goal is to change the image that we have as a city entity, as a city employee, as a government official, Okay? Thank you. That was it. Have a wonderful. The reason I say this is because we all heard it. We all have seen this picture, and it's engraved in our skull. Either one time, is it all the time, or is it all the same? And that is your average city employee to a lot of people, okay? I know everybody here hates that image and especially hates that thought. But we all heard the jokes. Oh, it takes 3 guys to do the job of 1. Or, oh, look, there's 3 city employees standing around, 1 working, okay? And the good thing about this is we've been hearing it all morning and part of the day today is that we need to change that image. We need to put our stories out there to the world, because when a firefighter does its job and puts out 7% of the fires, because some of them do burn down to the ground, but whenever they put out a fire, guess what they get? A great round of applause. They get medals, and it's still their job. When a police officer stops a criminal, when a police officer does a pit maneuver, they're on the news. They're the town's heroes. We already talked about medical field and all that, but none of those fields can do their job without us. We're making sure that the firefighters have water, that they have enough, and they have the pressure they need. We help every industry, hospitals. I bet you your hospital in your town will not work if you don't have fire. If you don't have water. Your businesses will not thrive if they don't have water, if they don't have bathrooms. So we're basically the backbone of an entire city, entire communities, and all that. And we need to share with people what we do to keep this going. I say because in Mexico we got a saying. I used to work in the water district in Mexico, and we still have an aquifer. And these guys make fun of me, but we knew where the aquifer was. And the reason we knew where the aquifer was is because as kids, we used to run to it, climb up this huge pillar, and slide down it, because it was a concrete half pipe that brought the water from the mountains into the town. So there was hundreds of kids doing this all the time. Everybody knew how important the aquifer was because we used to use it as our personal slides. And whenever they went into the ground on piping, we were all upset. We were, they hurt our feelers. But everybody forgot about how does the water get to town. Everybody kept saying, they kept looking the other way and saying, well, it's got to get here somehow. They didn't put the attention that they did to the aquifer to keep it clean, to keep it safe, to keep it up going. It was in the ground, out of mind, out of sight, okay? So with this in mind, guys, we want to change this image, and it's all about the presentation. I see a lot of you guys wearing uniforms. Maybe your town doesn't have a uniform, but wear it proud, okay? The reason I say this, I know we're going to get muddy. We work in an industry that we're going to get muddy. If you're like my town, we do sewer, we do water, we do yard work, you do electrical work, you name it, we do it. We maintain our own equipment, we get grease, we get dirty. And that is part of our jobs. That is fine. But if you start your day looking presentable, you're going to do a lot better impact on your community and your surroundings than you think, okay? Presentation means a lot. Responsibility means a lot for us. I know you guys go on call like I do. We all love that phone that never stops ringing in the middle of the night, in the holidays like we mentioned, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays, anniversaries, you name it. We have to cancel sometimes. That is part of our responsibility. If we do it with pride and people understand this, if your customer knows, I don't know how many times, I worked years now for City of Purcell, and I still get customers say, well, I called that leak in. I didn't think nobody was going to come and check it. It'll be fine till Monday. We understand that, but we still need to do our translate for me, diligence. Thank you. I look back because they understand what I'm trying to say. So, so we got to do that word to make sure that it's not a major leak, that it's not going to affect others, it's not going to affect property, or that it's not sewer. Okay? So it don't matter the time of day, we're on call, weekend, morning, whatever. That's part of our responsibility. Our town needs to know that. Our citizens need to know that. Our communities need to know that we're there for them no matter what, no matter when. Pride. I keep preaching this to my guys. Like I said, I got a great team. I'm still hiring if y'all want to put applications. But our pride goes above and beyond. We think we're the best town out there. We think that nobody knows how to do something better than we can. And I see it every time we have these conferences because we sit across other people. And what you guys do? Oh, we do this, we do that. And oh, that's nothing. We done this. Or we did that on a Thursday. So we have pride in what we do and we take it to our hearts. Importance of what we did. I already mentioned it. Not only a lot of entities depend on us, but the importance of doing your job right, it's big. Because not including EPA, not including all those regulations the DEQ put on us and all that, one little mislap on our injection system, either drinking water or our effluent on our sewers, can cause major, major, major damage to the environment, to the health, to the industries, to any part that depends on us. So, importance of our work, guys, is we're truly professionals of what we do. This is a career. It's not a job, okay? This is, me and Will have had this conversation before, and I don't know about y'all, but I didn't go to high school thinking I was going to be doing this. I didn't definitely not go to the university thinking I was going to be this. I could have sworn I went for electrical mechanic engineering, but I'm in the water industry now, and it was by accident. I applied. They were desperate. They took me. 6 years later, ta-da! But anyhow, I found a passion for this job because I see the importance and I see the dependent that people have on what we do, okay? And last but not least, education. Things are changing daily. If you're the person that's still doing the same things we used to do in 1960, let's read a book. Let's find out what's new. What can change? If you're the same person that think, oh, we always done it like that, or as you guys say, hold my beer, watch this. Baling wire, duct tape, it's not cutting it no more, guys. There's plenty of technology out there. They mentioned a couple of things that OMAG has. Acoustics, the rat. It is impressive how that thing works. Once you break it down to, all the bells and whistles, it's basic, simple acoustics. If you can hear it, there's nothing blocking it. But somebody took the time to build it. Somebody put a lot of effort to make it work the way it works. And it works great, guys. And it saves you time. It saves you a lot of headaches because that way, like he said, you're not putting your efforts, your focus on something that doesn't need it. So please, your continuing education, get more license, learn what's new, what's changing, what is EPA doing, what is DEQ changing, how can we step one step, two steps ahead of them. That way we're not the people trying to catch up. That way we can keep calling ourselves professionals. All right, so I know it's backward. Again, I did it with a reason. That way you stay awake and with me trying to make sense of what I'm talking about. But I use mainly water leak pictures just because they're a little bit more dramatic, okay? I know I'm not the only town that has fixed a leak on a sewer or in a water, but this is a after picture, okay? We're doing cleanup. It's done. It's fixed. It looks nice. It looks like it never leaked, like it was never muddy. That is the before picture. It's a massive hole, water going everywhere. It's a little small line. It's a little 18-inch that runs through Lexington, our neighboring town, and we destroyed that street and that driveway. Now, great thing about this is that you see that before, there's still daylight. Okay, we talked about under deliver and over promise, or was it the way around? But we start in daylight, okay? If you see the after picture, it's nighttime. We often work 16-hour shifts or longer. We often work in different scenarios, different environments, and different different methods. This is another example. I know you guys have had it in the past. It looks like a regular, beautiful day out there. My guys are wearing their high visibility gear. They do have hard hats, except that guy handling the tools. Thank you, Will. And it is not a deep hole. William is only 4'6" and he can look over that that bank. But what I'm trying to say with this is this. It was very cold. As you can see, everybody has their winter gear on. They have their Muck's boot, their jacket. It was raining. That's why it looks gloomy. Okay. It was hard ground. Can you see the sandstone, also known as Indian love rock? It was on a Sunday. Okay. And to top it off, it was before church started. It was 7 a.m. when we were already out there working. Now, a lot of people may drive by and may see this, but only part of that town noticed us. So it's good to make sure that your town knows you're out there no matter what conditions, no matter what are the obstacles that you might face. Now, do you guys want to share anything before I continue and I keep showing my guys off? Yep, cricket singing. You guys want to look for that prize again? You're awfully quiet. This time look in the other chair. It might be on the neighbor chair. All right. So, the other thing that I wanted to show you is this. A blank picture. There it is. This is the incident I was telling you about this last winter. Y'all remember it? Did y'all have any problems? Everybody's going, Good news, guys. It says this winter is going to be worse. So that is the leak I was talking about to you guys about. As you can see, we're trying to pump it. You can see the snow. There is when we're already trying to fix it. That it's not part of a uniform. That is actually ice in their clothes. Okay? That fog is the difference of that cold water temperature building up. Okay? And again, you see daylight there. As it transitions, you see less shadow in the second picture, and then we're using spotlights in the third picture. Okay? Due to elements, due to the pressure of the water, due to the inconvenience where it was. As you can see, we had to bust concrete because we never put pipes on soft areas. But all this went into a consideration regardless of the weather and the time. Now, I ask you this. How many messages, how many news channels, how many entities, how many people knew the rough conditions that we were facing? I saw it even on Facebook, TikTok. What is the other thing with a face? Instagram, whatever. They were all talking about the same thing. People without water, grabbing water from their pools to flush their toilets. They were without power. They were without water. They were without a lot of things. Even though they all knew that, and they got a little bit better feel of how it's a dire necessity to have flowing water and sewer being able to leave. Even with all that, how many people in your town went up to your water department, your sewer department, and said, "Hey guys, thank you. it just dawned on me, you guys are very, very important for us. Not all at once, guys, just one testimony. And the reason for that, guys, is truly and solely lack of education. That is all. Because before I started this work, before I started this, I thought it was magic. I thought that white thing that sat in the bathroom, it was a magician. It just disappeared it. I thought that my faucet made the water right there and there, okay? So the more we educate our towns, the more we educate our people, the more we do this kind of activities and we put ourselves out there, the more that we convince our customers that we are truly working our hardest to their best interest and that we are worth what we said we were, that is going to help us get a little bit more consideration in a lot of these people. Okay? Look at that handsome man. This is, come on, guys. Should at least applaud on that one. This is another all-nighter. Funny story. Same town of Lexington. Same line. Only about 100 foot away. And we were with it all night. Again, main trunk line from my 15 wells. We had to orchestrate this so the town didn't have no lack of water. We made sure all our towers were full. We made sure our booster stations were on the proper setting. Then we started closing valves. Then we started draining pipe. Still took time and a lot of effort. We were all night out there. Nobody lost water. Everybody had plenty of pressure. Everybody was like if it never happened. Okay? We go above and beyond what we do, again, just to build that image of what we are. We're truly professionals. Look at it as a career. Look at it as an opportunity to better yourself, to learn more, to impress either your coworkers, your boss, city manager, council member, whoever you look up to. I want to dawn on something, guys, because I don't want to only say thank you, but again, I want to remind you of all the hazards that we go through. We do go through a lot of hazards. And a lot of times we know about, deadly gases that our sewer produces. We know about Cl2 or chlorine injection that we have. We know that they come in 150 or, 250, 500 barrels, and we know if it leaks, it's bad. But we tend to look at the small stuff like saying, it's not going to happen to me, okay? We all heard the news of people collapsing and dying because they entered a room and there was a leak. But we don't see this kind of stuff in the news that is going to change your way of life, and it truly is. Our protection, as you can see, is very, very, very important. If not, you're just going to get hurt, you're going to look different, and you're going to see life different, okay? If y'all don't believe me, let's do a little experiment. Everybody look at one point in this room and just close one eye. You truly miss 50% of what's going around you, okay? That's how important our eyes are. Now, hard hats, we've seen them many, many, many times. Not only a bucket hitting you or something, but any piece like this, at the right height, at the right angle, creates enough momentum that it will injure you. It's not just going to give you a little bump in the head. It will injure you, okay? Needless to say, kill you. Our hands, we do everything with our hands. We say hi, we shake hands, we eat. We do other necessities in the showers. We do everything with our hands, and it's the last part of our body that we protect, okay? This gentleman right here almost lost his fingers. Luckily, he had some gloves. Those gloves can be replaced. A finger cannot, okay? Steel-toe boots, good thing everybody wears them. But they will save your feet. They will save your first and prior means of transportation and to move around. Now, a lot of times we all had that nice feeling that says, whew, that was close. Well, think about this. Close calls are wake-up calls. We all have skimmed life and death by an inch. We all had that adrenaline rushing. We all had that little feeling that said, man, that almost took me. So please use it as a wake-up call, okay? We talked about our customers. We talked about our employees. And we talked about our coworkers, okay? All this, we're doing it for more than one person. Our focus is to serve. Our focus is to be the best person we are at our jobs, to have that pride, to have that knowledge, to keep getting better, to keep learning of what we do. Take it from me, guys. If you can't tell by my accent or my beautiful skin tone, I am from down south. And when I say down south, I mean south. That side of the border, before the wall. I came to this country about, I want to say 7, 8 years ago. I started at the bottom of the food chain, like they say. I was nothing but a tool getter. I was a basic operator. I took a love for this job. I took a love for my town. I pushed myself to get better, to learn more, to hear more, to look for differences. What could I do better? What could I do different? Luckily, I have moved up. I'm in a position now that can help that town have a difference. Is it easy? No, because there's something called politics, I think it is. Another obstacle, what is it called? It's green, and it has a bunch of presidents, different kind. Money. We always complain about budget. We always want to do everything, but we never have enough money. Great information was given to us about today. There's a lot of free stuff that can help us. There's a lot of grants. They're going to help us. But besides that, I hate to admit this, but my boss used to tell me something all the time. His name was Steve Mayer. Does anybody know him or have met him? He's a dinosaur. He worked in this industry for over 27 years. If you don't know him, thank God for that. He used to tell me all the time, he said, this is like an elephant. You got to eat it a little bit at a time. Didn't make sense at all for me. I'm a fat kid. I don't get up until it's all gone. But you got to start somewhere. You got to take baby steps. And you got to progress to where your goals are. I'm not a motivational speaker. I stutter a lot to do that. I don't dominate English as good as I want to. But there's several people that say, whenever you set up your goals or your visions, make sure that you can reach them. Make sure that they're feasible. And make sure you always are adapting. Okay? Why? My city manager had a great goal about getting a well every other year. Well, we set up money for one. The year was coming up. We started drilling. We thought we had water. Well, there was no water. So some of that money went somewhere else to drill more holes. Then all of a sudden, something called COVID hit and freaked everybody out. And then everybody didn't need to work anymore. That's when I knew I was essential and important. I didn't have the privilege of staying home and getting a free paycheck. Thank you very much. But I thought he was saying hi. He's telling me I have 5 minutes. I was like, hey, what's up? But what I want to leave you with is the main necessity that we want to do it is for ourselves and for somebody that it's very important, very close to us, okay? It's our family. It's our loved ones. It's the people that really matter at the end of the day. It's the people that you're going to go home and tell your story of how good of a job you did, why you did it so good, and why you want to be home every day. Okay? And that is my family, guys. That beautiful blue-eyed baby girl, that's my first grandbaby. I'm a grandpa. And she's taken. That's my wife. The rest of the gang are on the last picture, and this is the reason I wake up every morning, I do my best, I get my game on, and I prove everybody else what I'm capable of. Thank you, guys. God bless.